Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Monday, start of a new week, and of course, I hope you're all doing well. Yesterday, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but during Fiorentina Juve, at a certain moment, if you were able to give a look in the stands, in the away fan sector, you saw a Juventino holding in the sky a poster, a banner referring to the front page of Tuttosport from a few days ago. Che bello, il Viola Park, ma l'ha pagato la Juve. The Viola Park, the brand new training center of Fiorentina, is beautiful, but it's Juventus that paid for it. Words chosen by the direttore Guido Vassiago that is actually a provocation to Rocco Commisso, telling him, you can be proud and you can say whatever you want, but all your attacks on Juve, you should be a bit more respectful. Why? Because don't forget that if you're able today to build a fantastic, beautiful Viola Park, it's also thanks to investment of Juve. Rocco Commisso, the president, didn't appreciate these words, but instead of going and attacking Tuttosport, he continued to attack Juventus. Well, yesterday, after that win of Juve, because the score was Fiorentina 0, Juventus 1, with a goal of Fabio Miretti, Tuttosport didn't stop, because on the front page of today you can clearly read Juve Park, another answer, another provocation from Direttore Guido Vassiago to Rocco Commisso, to the people of Firenze, to the people of Fiorentina. We will speak, of course, about the performance. We'll speak about what people, what media are at the moment qualifying as a sfida scudetto, a challenge, a duel, a race between Juve and Inter for the scudetto. We'll speak about the performance that, according to everyone, was not a beautiful one, especially if you're speaking offensively. We have a lot of things to speak about. But first of all, of course, I'm asking you, if you want to support the channel, if you want to continue to give support to the channel and to myself, to put a maximum of like on the video, to continue to subscribe if you didn't yet. I really want to say also thank you for all the loyal ones that every single day are showing support, because they pop up here. They decide to click on the video and to watch it and also to write a comment. So thank you for that. But now it's time to speak about Fiorentina Juve. First of all, speaking about the title chosen by Gazzetta dello Sport in page 2 and 3. La sfida scudetto è Juve-Inter. The scudetto race is Juve-Inter. And if you're looking, of course, to the ranking of Serie A, you see that Juventus is at -2 of the Nerazzurri, is at +4 from the third one, that is Milan, +5 from Napoli, +7 from Atalanta. You can clearly go towards a beautiful thing, that is a scudetto race, what we all want. And if it's a scudetto race between the Bianconeri of Juve and the Nerazzurri of Inter, it's even more beautiful, it's even more drama, it's even more a dream if at the end you are able to win that scudetto. It could be not more beautiful than that one. But I want to say calma, tranquilli. Match day 38, the last one of Serie A, is really far away. I think that the win of yesterday was fundamental, was crucial, was super important. But at the moment, after match day 11, it's not more than just an answer to the victory of Inter, the Nerazzurri that were playing in orange, against the other Nerazzurri, the one of Atalanta. And that's why I agree a bit more, not with the title of page 2 and 3, but the title of the front page of Gazzetta dello Sport that is saying Risposta al Max, a max answer. Because yesterday, the way that we won, the way that we went into the Fiorentina stadium to win against the Viola was really a Max Allegri victory. And of course, we'll speak about the performance that I know a lot of people didn't really appreciate it for the way that Juventus was playing. So we'll speak about that. But at the moment, for me, it is not more than an answer to the Nerazzurri. Because the most important game, it's not the one after the international break that we'll see Juve against Inter in the Allianz Stadium, but it is the next one, Juventus-Cagliari, on the 11th of November in our stadium at 6 p.m. Italian time. Because if you are not able to beat Cagliari, well, everything that you did before that, after the Sassuolo huge loss 4-2, is for nothing. We know that Inter will play at home in the San Siro, in the Giuseppe Meazza, against Fiorentina, against Frosinone from our kids, Baranechea, Caio Giorgia, and especially Mattia Sule. Maybe we can hope for a result, but at the moment, on paper, Inter should win that game. So that's why we are obliged to win against Cagliari. Otherwise, the victory 1-0 against Lecce means totally nothing. That 0-0, that was a tough one, a difficult one against Atalanta, means nothing. And then the 2-0 in the Derby della Mole means nothing, and then the 3-1-0 against Milan, against Verona, and against Fiorentina yesterday means totally nothing. So we have to win. And of course, when you're looking at these scores, you have different ways to analyze it. Max Allegri will probably smile, as he was doing yesterday. He was smiling, and probably will think about that cortomuso that with probably AI yesterday Tuttosport was really able to show in picture. A cortomuso win, the third one in a row, sixth clean sheet in a row. On the other side, you will have Adrien Rabiot for the third time, that was captain after Milan, after Verona, and after yesterday Fiorentina. 3 times 1-0 win, 3 times clean sheet. Well, for the third time in a row, we win, and that's why Rabiot is writing on his Instagram page, vincere è l'unica cosa che conta. Winning is the only thing that matters. A famous quote from the DNA of Juventus. Well, that's where we arrive now to analyzing the performance of Juve. Because we won, but in what way? And before answering that, I want to go back to the summer and what I was asking to my beloved Juventus. I was asking 2 things. The first one, I would dream and I would ask that Juventus is able again to compete for the scudetto, because we were not able to compete for the scudetto with Pirlo. We were not able to do it with Allegri in his first year that he came back. We were not able to compete for the scudetto last year, regardless of the point deductions or not. We were not able. We were far away from Napoli. Well, my dream was to be able to say this year we are able to compete. I didn't ask an obligation to win it. Of course, I'm a Juventino, and of course, I want to win the Scudetto. Nothing would make me more happy than winning the Scudetto back in 23-24. And probably, I tell you, if we don't win it, I will be pissed off, I will be sad, but I wanted to compete. And at the moment, after match day 11, we are competing. But I don't forget that I also asked to play better. Why? Because I was influenced by the words of Scanavino, that for the first time in the summer before match day 1 was speaking about doing better in terms of play style. Words repeated by Giuntoli as well. We have also to keep an eye on the way that we are playing. And also influenced by what I saw in the tournée, what I saw against Udinese, Juventus led by Massimiliano Allegri that was working in intensity, playing higher on the field, higher pressing, trying offensive phases, new ideas, etc., etc. And that's why I was also asking, I want to play better. Did we play better? Well, today the offensive people, they will probably say absolutely not. We are back about how we were playing in the last year. Defensive people, they will say, I loved it. Fantastic. Mamma mia, what a beautiful catenaccio. Juventus risked 0. Well, I want to put myself in the middle, because I don't like when we are judging only the strikers, only the offensive patterns. That's also why I don't like that much the Ballon d'Or, that is rewarding only the strikers. And I believe the last time that a defender won was in 2006 with Fabio Cannavaro, Juve player at that time. That's why I'm not 100% agreeing with we have to judge a player or a team only offensively, because the performance of yesterday was really beautiful. Corriere defensively, attenzione, I want to add defensively, otherwise people will totally think that I'm totally mad, and at the moment I don't consider myself mad. Corriere dello Sport is going with tostissima. What does that mean, tostissima? That means super tough, super solid. And you see the subtitle, Juventus is running, they are winning against Firenze, 16 points in the last 6 games. And when they are speaking about the super tough, super solid Juventus, we have to thank Szczesny into the goal. 3rd consecutive clean sheets for it. No, actually more than 6th. It's the 6th one. But 3rd one that is saving us with a fantastic miracle. The one on Giroud against Milan. The one against Verona in the end of the first half. The one of yesterday that was extremely beautiful. Well, not only Szczesny, but also the 3 defenders, Gatti, Rugani, and Bremer, that were playing together for the 3rd consecutive time, because Danilo is not there, because Alexandro is not there. 540 minutes without conceding a goal. Yes, I really want to thank them. And the games were not only against low middle table teams in Serie A, but also against Fiorentina, against Milan, against Torino, the derby, against Atalanta, that is scoring a lot of goals, against Lecce. Well, a lot of games that we were playing that is really showing that Juventus improved a lot defensively. It's an old Juve feeling that they are giving me. Of course, I will not compare them to the BBC with Barzagli, Bonucci and Chiellini, but they are giving me an old Juve kind of feeling. A Juve that is able to score a goal and then it's impossible to score against Juve. Because I remember with the Allegri 1.0, a Juve that when they scored, the opponents, they gave up because they knew that never in the world they would have scored a goal. Maybe coming from a penalty or not, I don't know, but it was nearly impossible to score again. So if you were led by Juve, it was already over. And Juventus is giving me a bit that feeling again, that when they score, it's over for the opponents. Not only that, they're also giving me a feeling that they improved a lot in another aspect. If last year there were also some games in a row where we're not conceding or winning 1-0, I have to say that I see a big difference. Yes, it's true. Same as last year, we are playing lower than what we want, lower than when we saw in the beginning of the season. But this time, they are giving me a feeling that we know what we are doing. We are aware of what we are doing. If last year I saw a shaky Juve that was dominated by the opponents and was scared and was really trying to put that ball away because they were panicking, I saw the fear in the eyes of the player. It's a few games now, and I don't want to run too fast, but it's a few games now that I see a Juventus that is more brave, a Juventus that dare a bit much, and that said, you know what, come, we are waiting for you because we are aware of what we are doing. And this is something that is giving me a lot of confidence. I really want to also say thank you to Rugani, that is playing out of position. Rugani is a 4-man defender on the right side, so not as a right back, but in the 2-man defense in the right side. The guy is playing in a 3-man defense. He's playing on the left side of the field, and he's growing game after game after game. Yesterday, that save on Zola was just fantastic, was extremely fantastic. Now, if you're looking at the stats, and a lot of people will come back with the stats, Beppe, it's not okay to be dominated with 68% by Fiorentina. It is not okay that they have 9 corners and we have only 2 corners, that they are doing 533 passes and we have only 261, that they have a pass accuracy of 84 and a pass accuracy in opposition half of 74, when Juventus has 67 in total and only 55 in opposition half. And you will probably all be correct. It's not okay that they have 25 shots and we have only 4 shots in total. It's not okay that we see these kind of results against Fiorentina. And on that one, I want to tell you, I agree with you. We should do more. We should do better. We should play. We should show our style of play. But was it predictable? Yes, it was predictable. Yesterday in the live, we predicted it. In the live pre-game on Twitch, I did it as well in Italian. I told you, I predicted that kind of game, because if you know the story of Fiorentina, if you know the story of Juve, if you know that in the last 5 years, we were not able to win in Firenze, in Serie A, well, you knew that it would be a game where Fiorentina would have had the possession, where Fiorentina would have tried everything, where they would play super high on the field, that they will try to score in every possible way, and that Juventus would wait and try to use their weaknesses. What Juventus did at the 10th minute with a fantastic, beautiful goal that is starting from the back with Bremer, that for once really went vertical. By the way, Bremer, beautiful performance yesterday. Beautiful performance of our Brazilian center back. Fantastic. He was taking all of them. And I really want to applaud the 3 walls that were there in the back. A bit shaky Gatti, it's true. And of course, we are opening a debate that I want to speak about in the next coming days. What will happen when Danilo will be back? Will we continue with Rugani? Will we continue with Gatti? But that's another one. But it was a predictable way of playing, especially if we know that Max Allegri is going with balance, that he knows that Fiorentina would have played like that. We already anticipated. Something else that we anticipated, and especially Juve Pulse, so big up to Juve Pulse, he said Miretti will score. Miretti will score, and that will be the moment where he will really become a phenomenon. He will unlock himself. yourself. Yesterday, I really appreciated the performance of Miretti. I really appreciated. I was super happy that he scored yesterday at the 10th minute, his first goal with the big guys of Juve. He's a player that scored in every single category. Also yesterday, Marchisio made a big up for him on Instagram. That was really beautiful. Finalmente Miretti. Finally Miretti. We're all waiting for it. Look, I always told you, if we want to believe in our youth players, we have to give them trust. You can't expect that a kid that is arriving in the first team will immediately being a phenomenon in every consecutive games, or we are speaking about other class players like a Bellingham, etc., etc. But we have to give them time. And the performance of Miretti, especially these years, were not bad. There were ups and downs. There were some games where we were expecting a bit more. But he's one of the most offensive, creative midfielders that we have. Sometimes probably a bit too altruist, not selfish enough. And we were asking for it. Miretti, if you want to score, you have to be a bit less selfish. Think about yourself. That's what he did yesterday after a beautiful cross from Kostic. What a beautiful goal. What a nice victory. Also an important one because not only it's 4-0 where he scored, the fourth goal and it's great and he will be sleeping with a smile, but he will also think, I scored finally after 57 games with Juve my first goal, and it was a decisive one. I would love to go with comparables with Fagioli that scored his first goal around the same period last year. It was end of October. Fagioli scored in the beginning, Miretti scored in the beginning of November. I want to go back to the second goal of Fagioli that was on match day 13 against Inter. Match day 13 we are playing against again Inter. Who knows if Miretti can do it, can replicate what Fagioli did. Anyway, now I want to finish speaking about something that I told you. It's an argument that is here in my heart that I don't like. It's the hypocrisy of some people. I told you that for me, if yesterday the game was cancelled, I would have totally accepted it and even supported it if we were thinking about the people that were or that passed away, that people that lost their familiar group, but also people that lost their houses, their cars, and whatever. I would have totally supported it, and it is what it is. We don't play that game, we postpone that game to another day, and I would have respected it. The Ultra and the supporters of Fiorentina, they said we should cancel that game. We have to show respect to the people that passed away, and until there, I totally agreed. What I didn't agree was yesterday when we saw some supporters that were, again, going with racist chants against Vlahovic, and I hope that tomorrow, when the Sporting Justice will speak about everything about Serie A match day 11, I hope that they will take that into consideration, that will send a strong message to the people that did it. And then, again, some supporters that were showing Liverpool logos. Why Liverpool? Because you all remember the 39 Juventini that passed away in 80-85. And I have to say, it's not only one casual supporter, a stupid guy, an idiot, but there were more people. Some people in the stands with a scarf of Liverpool, showing it, really proud of it. In a moment where Fiorentina supporters are asking respect for people that passed away, I would have wished or hoped a bit more respect towards all the people, because I told you, towards dramas, towards these kind of things, there is no color of the shirt. And I'm super proud about the Ultra of Juve that yesterday showed a banner written, "Noi non siamo come voi." We are not like you. We are close to the people that are suffering in the region of Tuscany. So beautiful message sent by the Ultra of Juve that traveled to be there yesterday in the Artemio Franchi. That was it for my video. A lot of things that we spoke about. Of course, it's not the typical analysis of how we played, how we didn't play. I will try to do maybe later today a top and flops video about who I appreciated or not. Of course, the defensive players were fantastic. I also want to do a big up to Kostic, that yesterday, according to me, played well. Locatelli as well. I didn't like the performances of Dusan Vlahovic, that according to me entered in a really bad way. On the other side, I want to praise how Arkadiusz Milik was able to enter that game and did fantastically well in the 20 or 30 minutes at disposal. Grazie ragazzi, that was it for me. Hopefully you didn't forget to put a maximum of like, you continue to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza, Juve.